When I came home for Christmas with my son, my sister got up, threw 2 black trash bags at my feet and said, "You're not family anymore." Everyone laughed. My mother looked at my kid and said, "He doesn't belong here either. He's just a reminder of your mistakes." Then they told me, "Shut up, eat, and get out. Don't ruin this holiday like you ruined everything else." I said, "Thanks. I'll remember this." My brother chuckled and said, "Watch closely, kid. That's what failure looks like." I just smiled, took my son's hand, and left. What I did next shocked them. Whose idea was it to put him at the table? That was the first thing I heard when I walked in. Not hi, not Merry Christmas, not even hello to my 8-year-old son beside me. Just Rachel's voice, shrill and amused, like I was a punchline they'd been rehearsing for weeks. "Must be some charity stunt," Danny muttered under his breath. "Holiday for the hopeless." Then my mother looked me up and down, barely hiding the disgust. He shouldn't have brought the child. We said family only. My son squeezed my hand tighter. I bent down, met his eyes, and whispered, "It's okay, we won't be long. I'm Samuel David Reyes, 27, mechanic, father. Apparently also the family's unofficial landfill, the one they dump their guilt on, then blame for the smell. I grew up in this house, learned silence here, learned that love in some families comes with receipts. And if you can't pay, you're tossed out like expired milk. I came back this Christmas not for them, but for my son, so he could see where I came from, so he'd understand why I never brought him here. Rachel, 35, firstborn, perfectionist, runs a wellness brand, hates herself quietly, projects loudly. Danny, 32, bitter middle child, once stole from my savings and told people I owed him. Still thinks I owe him for being born. Evelyn, mom, 60. Widow, chronic narcissist. Taught us that weakness is offensive and silence is safer. Became Sam. The youngest. The mistake. The failure. Or so they tell themselves. There's no father anymore. He died 7 years ago, the only one who ever stood up for me. Maybe that's why they stopped pretending after he was gone. Dinner was already plated, but no extra chair. I stood. Rachel didn't even look up from her phone. "Oh, I didn't think you'd actually come." "Neither did I replied calmly. Danny laughed. "What? No gifts? No gas station chocolate this year?" I opened my coat pocket and slowly pulled out a small wooden toy my son had made for them. "Don't worry," I said. "We brought something more valuable than your approval." "Did you bring your record too?" Rachel sneered. "You know, just in case we forgot your sob story." That's when my mother said it. "Just eat, then go. Don't make this night about you again." What they didn't know was that I'd been paying Mom's mortgage secretly for a year. She was behind on payments. She lied and said Rachel had helped. Rachel lied and said she'd covered it. It was me, quietly wiring money every month so the house wouldn't go into foreclosure. Not for them, for the legacy of my father. And they still handed me 2 trash bags with my old things like I was trash returning home. I realized then, they didn't want peace. They needed a punching bag. 5 years ago, when Rachel was diagnosed with cervical cancer, she asked for help. Not from Mom, not from Danny, from me. I drove her to every appointment. I held her hand through chemo. I paid part of her rent when she couldn't work. She made me promise never to tell. "I have to be the strong one," she said. So I didn't. But this Christmas, as she laughed at my son's coat being too small, I realized she didn't forget. She just never intended to remember. I didn't expose them with evidence or shame them online. Instead, I cut the power behind their pedestal. 3 days after Christmas, I sent a legal transfer document. The house? The one they live in? It's mine now. My father left it in my name quietly, a change he made months before his death, when he saw how things truly were. I never acted on it, Until now, all this time I let them believe Mom still owned it. And now, I'm not evicting them. I'm selling it to a charity, for transitional housing, for single parents, for people like me. They begged, screamed, cried. Where will we go? This is Mom's house. You can't do this to family. I responded calmly. Family doesn't throw your child out like trash. Danny threatened me. Rachel said she'd sue. Mom called me a traitor. I just handed them a copy of the original will, my father's handwriting. Samuel is the only one I trust to do the right thing. They read it. And then no one spoke for a very long time. I didn't kick them out that night. I gave them 3 months. Fair notice. Legal. Danny disappeared. Rachel spiraled. Mom. She didn't apologize, but she did write my son a letter. It had no excuses, just 4 words. You deserved better always. We don't drive past that house anymore. My son has his own room now, in a small apartment filled with light. He's learning the guitar. I'm learning how to rest. Sometimes people ask, how could you do that to your own mother? I just smile and say, I didn't do anything to her. I just finally did something for me. And if you ask me if I regret it, not for a second, because sometimes the most powerful revenge is walking away all with peace. They can never touch. I didn't destroy the house. I just opened the doors to someone who needed it more.